Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're going to be talking about a subclass of the Druid, straight out of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, the Stars Druid. The Circle of Stars takes the idea of being this druidic, natural spellcaster and brings the concepts of astrology and worshipping the heavens into their circle. It certainly adds some interesting powers that the druids don't normally get. Let's have a look at exactly what those are. Starting right away at level 2, when you get the subclass, you get your star map. The star map is an object which you can create, and if you lose it, you can make another one during another rest. It's, more for flavor than anything, but while you have the object, the star map itself, you get a couple benefits. First, you know the guidance cantrip, which druids can learn anyway, but now you just have it whenever you have your star map on you, which will be always. So, guidance cantrip's one of the best cantrips in the game, so this just gives the druid an extra cantrip that they would have used for guidance. So, that's great. You also get Guiding Bolt, which is a cleric spell, added to your spell list. Guiding Bolt is one of the best first level attacking spells out there. It's really powerful. And you can cast it a couple times per day, equal to your proficiency modifier, just for free. And the idea that you can cast Guiding Bolt for free a few times, more times as time goes on, that's great. So you get 2 awesome spells, and you get free uses of them. That's great. That's 9 out of 10 right there. So we're off to a good start. The other thing you get is the Starry Form. This is another use of your Wild Shape. Instead of using Wild Shape turn into an animal, you can instead use it to adopt the Starry Form. For 10 minutes, a constellation appears on your body, and you can choose one of 3. If you choose the Archer, you can, when you adopt the form and on every other turn for 10 minutes, by the way, that's how long these forms last, bonus action attack. A Radiant Bolt equal to 1d8 plus your Wisdom mod. This isn't a spell, so it can't be counterspelled, and it doesn't rely on spell slots. It's just a free automatic attack that you make as a bonus action. So that's cool. If you adopt the Chalice form, then every time you heal someone with a leveled spell, you can also hand out an extra 1d8 plus your Wisdom mod to yourself or any other creature, including the one you just healed. So this powers up your healing magic. And then if you adopt the Dragon form, every time you make an intelligence or a wisdom check, so an ability check, or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration, any roll of 9 or lower, you treat as a 10. So you can't really fail your concentration checks if you're in that form. And you can make all of your skill checks for knowledge or for wisdom with confidence. These are all great powers. There's versatility in them that shows that the Star Druid can be using their Wild Shape both for combat and utility purposes. And all of them have their place. And they last 10 minutes, which is awesome, so you can use them in and out of combat relatively conveniently. I say this is 10 out of 10. It is a great power for the Druid to have. And it doesn't stop you from using regular Wild Shape. You still can if you want to. This is just another way you can use it. And these come back on a short rest, too, so no complaints there. Now, at level 6, you get the Cosmic Omen power. This states that after you finish a long rest, you consult your star map, and you see whether or not it's going to be weal or woe. You determine this by rolling a die and seeing if the number is even or odd. Weal and woe are largely the same power, they're just buff or debuff. You, a few times per day, equal to your proficiency bonus, can point at a creature that just made an attack, ability check, or saving roll, and if it's a friend and you got weal, then you can add a d6 to that roll. And if it's an enemy and you got woe, then you can subtract a d6 from that roll. So it's just your standard buff or debuff. Now, you don't get to choose which it's going to be, but you know at the beginning of the day. So you know whether you're going to be buffing or debuffing depending on what day it is. And that's nice. Buffing and debuffing is good stuff, and a d6 doesn't seem like a whole lot, but adding an average of 3 or 4 to attacks, ability checks, and especially saving throws will save your allies. And debuffing a saving throw a few times per day, that's great. So this is 9 out of 10. Absolutely, it is a power that you should lean into. It reminds me a little bit of the Divination Wizard's Portent, except instead of getting numbers that you can replace, you just get a add or subtract power. Now at level 10, you get Twinkling Constellations. This powers up your starry form. If it wasn't powerful enough, now the d8 that you add, either in the Archer attack or in the Chalice healing power, goes up to 2d8, so that's a nice little power boost. But the biggest buff is the dragon. When you take the dragon form, now you get a flying speed. 20 feet of flying speed as long as you're in the dragon form. And you can hover, too. So now you've got a very, very cool way to fly, while also having good skill checks and good concentration. But the best part about this is that the 10 minutes you're in starry form, now you don't have to pick at the beginning of the wild shape. Now you can change it every single turn. You can use a bonus action to change from dragon to archer to chalice or whatever. And that means that if you need to fly, you can, but if you can land, you can switch back to archer and do your bonus action attacks. If you need to heal, you can switch to chalice and then heal. There's a lot of potential here, and all of it is at your fingertips. So the whole 10 minutes, you basically have all 3 forms on a stick. And that is even better. Starry Form was 10 out of 10. This is also 10 out of 10 and is phenomenal. Finally, at level 14, you get Full of Stars, and this further buffs your Starry Form so that when you're in it, regardless of what form you're in, you now have damage resistance to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. So I know barbarians get that at level 1, but now you can do this in your Starry Form. And since Starry Form doesn't impede your ability to cast spells or do anything else that you normally would do, this is just flat damage resistance. So that's awesome. You now can resist the same amount of damage, making you tankier, and since you're dealing extra damage or flying or healing better, this makes the Starry Form one of the best things you could possibly use your wild shape for. This is 10 out of 10 again, and the entire Stars Druid is 10 out of 10. The Starry Form and the buffs that it gets along its, career at 2nd, at 10th, and at 14th level really scale nicely with the pace of the game. And the other powers, the extra spells from the star map and the Cosmic Omen, are also really good. They give the Druid a nice flavor that they just wouldn't have otherwise. And the Stars Druid is special and powerful. 10 out of 10 from me. Stars Druid is an amazing choice, for sure. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more subclass reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.